talk about an incident that happened last Wednesday night around 9 o'clock in the Village Lakeshore neighborhood, which is off of Farrow Road near the Killian area. We had an incident right around, again, around 9 o'clock where we think we had a legitimate attempted abduction, and we're basically appealing to everyone in that neighborhood who may have video surveillance to please check their systems and see if we get some assistance in trying to further identify a vehicle that was involved in this incident. Like I said, around that time, a teenage girl went out to let her dog basically into her home, and there was an individual lurking near an air conditioning unit and attempted to drag this teenage girl to a waiting van. It was described as a panel van with windows on the back and only windows on the driver front and passenger front, so it was a panel van, kind of a dingy, dirty color. When we interviewed the mother of this teen, she indicated that she had seen that van earlier in the day in the neighborhood, so we believe quite possibly this could have been a targeted incident. So what we reacted immediately and saturated the area with vehicles and various units in an attempt to try to catch this individual, thinking that they perhaps could return. We've been unsuccessful in that effort, so now we're asking for the community's assistance with regard to specifically cameras that may point out to the street. And this particular street was Herring Glen in that neighborhood.
Did you mention a description of the individual?
Yes, we think it was a black male. He was dressed in all black. He had on gloves and a mask. But the teenager felt like it was a African-American individual. There possibly, again, might have been a second individual, and that's based on the description that the mother had. The teen yelled, and the mother went outside and saw an individual running. So she corroborated her daughter's account, and the van was backing up as the individual was running, so we believe there was a second person.
And you said what time of the day again?
It was 9 p.m., a little bit after 9.
And it was the Lakeshore Apartments?
It's Village at Lakeshore, I believe is what they call it.
Okay.
It's right near Longtown Road and Farrow Road.
Do we think this is something where the person may know the family, or is this something where everybody needs to be on high alert?
Again, it's very unusual to see something like this, particularly at night, with an individual lurking as if he expected someone to exit the home. It's very, very unusual. We just don't know at this point, but based on the mother's account that the vehicle had been seen earlier that day, that is an indicator that possibly it was a targeted situation.
What do you want to tell parents now to watch their children?
You just need to be vigilant all the time. Again, this was a 14-year-old. She reacted the way she should have. She yelled for help. She tried to get away. But just need to be vigilant at all times, day and night. Again, this is a very unusual situation to have somebody lurking outside of a home as if anticipating an opportunity like this. Very unusual.
And so can you walk us through how she was able to escape one more time? It was that she yelled and her mom came outside. Did the person flee after that? Or?
Yes. My understanding of the sequence of events is that she had gone out with their dog. And at one point in time, the dog went to the front door. There's no fence in this house. So the dog was able to go around the yard to the front door, and I think her brother was attempting to let the dog in. That's when the teen went around to the front of the house and encountered the individual on the side near an air conditioning unit. The individual jumped out, grabbed her, had her by her shirt. She started screaming. The mother heard the screams and ran out. And at that point in time, the dog had actually gone out and bit the guy in the leg. And that's when he ran off.
Did the parent indicate that that's something they would normally do? Maybe it's a pattern that individual may have been watching them, that they perhaps they won't.
Well, the dog probably went out around the same time every night. I don't know if that particular teen went out with the animal every time or not.
What kind of dog is it? Did the dog seem familiar? I know dogs a lot of times recognize people by scent. Did the dog hesitate?
The dog immediately attacked, is my understanding. It was a pit bull.
Okay.
And we all know that they can be aggressive, and apparently saw, something that excited the dog, and the dog took action.
So have you heard anything from neighbors in that area? I know you said you're asking for surveillance video. Has anyone come forward yet?
We have not yet. And we've been in contact with the neighborhood association and that kind of thing already, but a lot of folks just don't hear about things. So at this point in time, we felt that to go ahead and appeal to the public was the right thing to do for video surveillance and something that could help us further identify, particularly the vehicle.
So right now, no pictures of that vehicle?
No. And I want to stress again, the mother indicated that she had seen that vehicle earlier in the day. So if we could get surveillance video during the daytime of that vehicle, it would be much better than perhaps, at the time of the incident, we could maybe get some more identifying characteristics from the van earlier in the day.
Is this a high residential area where there are a lot of children?
I mean, it's just a family residential area, yes ma'am. I'm sure there are a lot of folks in the neighborhood. It's between Killian Road and Farrow Road off of Long Green Parkway.
And are you guys gonna continue to be in the area throughout
Yes,
the
sir.
week?
We will. Yes, sir. We'll have heavy patrols in that area. I've had investigators there today, even Friday. We had a presence there. We were really hoping to be able to catch the individual coming back based on this description that we had, and we just didn't have any luck doing that so far.
How's the little girl doing? I mean, this happened at her house where you're supposed to be safe.
It is very upsetting. But she was brave, and she handled it the right way, and she was successful in making the guy break and run. Of course, the dog helped, but obviously, but the yelling is what got the attention of the mother and got the dog back outside.
Is that something you would advise? I know a lot of people think if something scary's happened, just comply with whatever the attacker is asking for. Is that something you advise, like make as much noise and resist?
Make as much noise as you can and get away. That's correct. I'm being told that's it.